at my last track outing, cooling was a big issue, and that definitely got highlighted. Is mine good? You know, and is my cooling system still up to par? And when I was working on the alternator that kind of failed on me, something got highlighted and answered that question for me to say no, it isn't. And here's what it is. So obviously I have a Coyote swap car. Well, when you have a Coyote swap car, sometimes you will be resourceful as what you can use for components that kind of help mesh the Coyote part and the vehicle part. Okay, so obviously the 2014 Coyote and a 2014 Mustang have a much thinner but much wider radiator than my 1965 Mustang. Well, the radiator hose, I don't need it that long, so I cut out maybe 7 inches of just length of hose out of my radiator hose, and I was good. But I needed something to go in between. Well, I went down the AutoZone, and definitely this stuff is good if you're in a pinch, but we weren't in a pinch, and what was probably meant to be a temporary solution is now beginning to expire. So I have a plastic coolant coupler, and I have some pipe clamps on it, and I think it's cracked now. I think it's starting to expire, deteriorate, the hot, the cold, it's getting to the plastic, and today we need to change that out. I have a billet aluminum version of it, which is nuts. This doesn't really cost much. I got it off Amazon, super cheap. 1.5 inch radiator hose coupler. I want to say that this cost maybe $10. So definitely worth it in my opinion for the job it's going to do. These little knurls, little barb things, nice and sharp, because as soon as it goes on, I doubt it's coming off. Along with that, I bought some nice pipe clamps, because we will be double pipe clamping that to make sure it does not come off. Get the other pipe clamp loose. Yeah. So we're going to take our little coupling barb here, and we're just going to pop it on in. I'm going to want to adjust that so that's in an easy to reach configuration. Same with this guy, the same, because I told you I was going to double hose clamp them. To do more, I want to locate them so that they're probably pointed, like these guys are pointed up right here, because there's a nice little pocket where I can put a ratchet, you know, see if you're in a bind. Guys, on here. Yo. Oh. Man, that fits. Nice. Alright. Those are pretty snug. Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. I don't think that's going anywhere. Let's see, can we pull it apart? Oh, hell no, you can't. Let's go ahead and top this guy off. Replenish what we had lost with distilled water. I don't think we need to necessarily burp the system, being that all that we lost was kind of on the top end of the of the system. We just need to fill it back up. Alright, we gotta get this thing to get up the temperature so that it opens up the thermostat and kind of gets circulating through, and we'll know real quick if we gotta top off the fluid some more or if we got a leak because of the heat, the little bit of pressure that was built up. For the most part, it's looking leak free. Alright, so we've gotten up the temperature because it's reading 192, which it was at 196 by the time I grabbed the camera and the fan kicked on. It dropped down. Okay, you can see that the other coolant gauge, it's kind of up there just because we're not moving, but our fan is blowing, so this is getting up. This is hot, and it looks like we got no leaks coming from our little unit fitting, which is perfect. I'm going to let this run for a little longer just so that the heat can really build up, and if there is a pocket of air, it'll work itself out and bleed into the expansion tank and do its little thing, because it'd be a small amount, tiny amount. Okay? The only way to truly get that pocket of air out the best is we top it off, go drive it, and then when we get back, we would, and this is cooled down, very important. After it's cooled down, we would then remove this cap and top off with more distilled water. That way we would be full with no air. Because sometimes it'll suck these little hoses in, that's not good. Which that can cause a leak as well. But for the most part, I'm real happy about this billet aluminum piece. Best thing ever. Double clamps, gives me extra security, gives me the warm and fuzzies. We're gonna let this run for a little longer. All right, for the car running for a good hot moment, we got no leaks. I did have to adjust that band clamp just a little bit tighter, just so that we could make sure we're clamping onto the little coupler that's inside the piping, and we'll call this done. Call it good. This is hot. So we're not opening that. So this is what was inside of my piping. Now this was a 3/4 inch. What I put in there was 1.5 inches. So it, although this was a larger in size, that one was a little bit thicker, and it's still clamped down, and it's still sealing. So I think we're good. But just to be safe, I did actually order another billet aluminum one that's 1 3/4 inches, just in case. Just in case, you know what I mean? So this guy, you can see, I think that's beginning to crack. It also, if you look at it, this is bulged in the middle. This part in the middle is bulged out, which that can't be good. Because that looks like that was swelling up due to probably the heat. This was swelling up, and I don't think it would last very much longer. But now we have an aluminum one, and I feel like we're rock solid. I just need to remind myself to go pick up another jug of orange coolant concentrate and maybe 1 or 2 gallons of distilled water, just in case, just to have that supply in the garage. You never know when you're going to get wrenching on the car and you need to top off the fluid or something like that. I mean, speaking of topping off fluid, I need more racing gear, differential oil. I like keeping a full stock of differential oil, which I need 4 quarts. I got that. I've got 3 bottles of brake fluid, because every time we go to the track, we're going to double check, we're going to purge, we're going to bleed, we're going to get rid of some fluid, but we need to make sure we're topping off the fluid. So got to keep that one in stock. We need brake cleaner, of course. WD-40. I might need to order some WD-40. Window cleaner, we're good. We've got 2 bottles of window cleaner. We've got the 1 bottle of the wheel cleaner that we use. So, yeah, that might need to be replenished. But point being is, it's good to have the spares, right? It's good to have all sorts of spares. Now, we're gonna call this done, success. If I do have trouble with it being a 1/4 inch smaller, which I think that is the hose that it needs to be, the hose size that it needs to be. I think the 1 3/4 was actually oversized. So I think that's actually what it's supposed to be. Anyways, we got it. It's fixed. There's no leaks. We heated. We got the car up to temperature, flowing, thermostat flowing, revved the engine, did all the stuff we need to, and I'm pretty sure we got it all locked down. By the way, I'm wearing my Modern Driveline shirt. Very cool design. If you like the video, hit the like button. Hey, comment down below. Did you ever have coolant issues or coolant problems on track? And was it because of a silly part that maybe you bought from AutoZone? Let me know in the comments below, because I feel like I almost had one of those situations, but now we've remedied it. Now we have billet aluminum from Amazon. I don't know if that's better or worse. If it's your first time here, why don't you think of subscribing, and I will see you later.